Back in the medieval period, the Blackburn here would have had a much greater rate of flow than it does now. Our modern activities and modern house building have diverted a lot of the water away from the stream, but we were pretty certain back in the medieval period with a lot more water flowing here than this, like many of the other streams and rivers that went into the Tyne, that flowed into the Tyne. This would have been a freshwater stream capable of maintaining a fish population, and in particular fish such as trout and salmon. Now, fish was important for medieval people because the church stipulated on certain days of the week you weren't allowed to eat meat, so fish was your alternative. And because medieval man had to eat locally, they weren't importing their food, then a stream such as this that was able to maintain fish or provide fish was important for your diet. So back in our 21st century kitchen, we're going to have a go at cooking the recipe for fish that they may well have used back in the medieval period. Back in the medieval period, if you were in the lower social orders, you would not have been looking for an elaborate recipe to cook your trout. Now, this is the trout that we are going to be cooking today, and what we're going to do is a really simple recipe. We're just going to cook it on a griddle like that, and we've had to remove the head and tail to be able to fit it on the griddle. Now, as I say, it's a very basic recipe, and we're going to stuff the fish with this. This is lovage. Now, this comes from our herb garden, and back in the medieval period, herbs were really important as part of the diet because they added flavour, which nowadays is just added through all sorts of artificial flavouring. That wasn't available back in the medieval period, so herbs were really important. I don't find many people growing lovage nowadays, but we're going to chop that up and we're going to put it inside the fish, and it will then be ready with a little bit of butter for cooking. So here's the fish ready to go onto our 21st century electric cooker. Now, back in the medieval period it would have been cooked over charcoal, and again that's another reason why woodland was so important, because it provided many of the things people needed, and in this instance it provided cooking fuel. It's had 7 or 8 minutes on each side, and I think this is now ready. I'm going to sample this now, and I'm using a fork, and the thing to remember about forks is that they came into England after the medieval period. So I'm doing a 21st century cheat here. And one of the things that we really should do more of is to grow lovage, because it's, as I say, it's so few people actually grow it these days. But it is a very tasty herb and vegetable. It can be used as a vegetable as well. So if you see it, any seeds or plants, get it into your herb garden. Actually, it's very pleasant.